I sit here by the window again. The same window, the same view, the same pale light that falls across the floor. Morning, maybe afternoon. It's hard to tell anymore. The days blend together now, like pages stuck with time and dust. Only the clock moves. Tick, tick, like a heart that refuses to stop, even when there's nothing left to live for. The house is quiet. Too quiet sometimes. When you live long enough, silence becomes another voice. It follows you. It breathes when you breathe. It reminds you of what's gone. Not with cruelty, but with a kind of weary honesty. This house knows me. It has watched me grow old, the same way I once watched my parents fade. I used to fill it with laughter, with warmth, with footsteps. Now it holds only echoes. I make my coffee the same way every morning. 2 spoons of sugar, a bit of milk. I don't really taste it anymore. But it's a ritual, and rituals are what keep a man alive. I sit at the table, watching the light change on the wall. Sometimes I imagine the shadows are people, moving, living, passing through. It's foolish, I know. But when you've been alone long enough, even foolish things become comforting. I think about time a lot lately. How fast it runs when you're young, and how slow it feels when you're old. Yet somehow, the years vanish in the blink of an eye. I can't remember when the world began to blur. It just happened. One day I was running barefoot through the fields, chasing laughter and sunlight, and the next I was sitting here, chasing memories that run faster than I ever could. My childhood. It was simple. We didn't have much, but we had everything that mattered. The air smelled like hay and earth and fresh bread from my mother's kitchen. Every morning she'd bake, kneading the dough with her soft, flour-dusted hands. That smell would fill the whole house, wrap around you like love itself. Sometimes I still wake up thinking I can smell it, just for a moment. Then I remember. She's been gone for 50 years. My father. He was quiet, like the sea before a storm. He worked with his hands, mending fences, fixing broken things, building what little we had. He didn't speak much, but when he did, his words stayed with you. He used to tell me, "Son, time is the only thing you can't repair." I didn't understand him then. Now, every day I do. I had friends once, good friends. We thought we were invisible, boys running through golden fields, laughing until our lungs burned. We carved our names into tree trunks, swore we'd never grow apart. But the seasons changed, and so did we. One went to the city, one to war, one to the grave before 20. And I stayed. The trees are still there, though. Sometimes, when the wind blows just right, I swear I can still hear our laughter carried through the leaves. There was a girl, too. Isn't there always? Her name was Anna. She had eyes like the sky after rain, soft, clear, endless. We were just kids when we met, but love doesn't care about years. We'd sit by the river for hours, saying nothing, just listening to the water and the world. She'd braid wildflowers into her hair and call me foolish for dreaming too big. I told her we'd have a house by the sea someday. We never did. Life had other plans. She moved away. I stayed behind. Years later, I heard she married, had children. I was happy for her. At least that's what I told myself. But some nights, I still see her in my dreams, sitting by the river, looking back at me. She's always young there, always smiling. I got married too, eventually. Not to Anna, but to someone kind, someone real. Her name was Margaret. She had the patience of an angel and the laughter of a child. We built a life together, brick by brick. It wasn't perfect, but it was ours. We raised a son, Michael. God, he had her smile. We weren't rich, but we were happy. That's what matters. Or so I thought. Margaret's gone now. Cancer took her, quietly, cruelly. One day she was making tea, the next she was fading in a hospital bed, her hand cold in mine. I remember every second of that room, the hum of the machines, the smell of antiseptic, the sunlight falling across her face. She looked at me and whispered, "Don't be sad, my love. I'll wait for you." And she smiled, that same gentle smile she had the day I met her. I've lived a decade since that day, but I've never really left that room. Michael calls sometimes. He has his own life now. A wife, 2 kids, a busy world that doesn't stop for old men. He means well. He tells me he loves me, that he'll visit soon. But soon is a slippery word. It falls through your fingers before you can hold it. I don't blame him. The young don't understand how heavy silence becomes. They think they'll have time later. So did I once. Sometimes I walk down to the pier, the same one I went to as a boy. The wood creaks under my weight now, but it's still there, still waiting. I sit on the edge and watch the water. It doesn't care who I am. It just moves, soft, endless, patient. There's comfort in that. When I drop a stone and watch the ripples fade, I see my life in them, wide and bright for a moment, then gone. I used to be afraid of dying. Now I'm more afraid of forgetting, of losing the faces, the voices, the moments that made me who I am. Sometimes they come back, sharp and vivid. My mother calling me in for supper. My friends shouting as we raced down the hill. Margaret humming while she folded laundry. Other times, they're just shadows at the edge of thought, slipping away before I can reach them. The body grows old, but the mind, it wanders. It walks through the past like an empty house, touching the walls, remembering what it felt like to be alive. Every creak, every faded photograph, every smell, it's a door to somewhere I can't go anymore. And yet, I keep opening them, because remembering is all I have left. Night comes sooner these days. The sun sets behind the trees, painting the world in amber and gold. I sit by the window and watch it fade. There's a peace in the way light disappears. Not sudden, not cruel, just gentle surrender. Maybe that's what dying is. Not an ending, but a soft fading into something quieter. I look at my hands, wrinkled, trembling, but still mine. They've built, held, comforted, buried, prayed. They've done enough. I've done enough. If I close my eyes, I can see it all again. The fields of my childhood, the river, the laughter, the smell of bread and summer air. My mother waving from the porch. My father standing beside her, silent but proud. Anna by the river, smiling at me through time. Margaret in the sunlight, her eyes full of love. They're all there, waiting, patient as ever. The clock ticks on. Tick, tick. Each sound softer than the last. I take a breath, slow and deep. The air tastes like rain, like earth, like home. If anyone asked me what life is, I'd say this. It's a handful of moments you can never hold on to, but never truly lose. They live in you, even when everything else fades. I'm tired now. Not sad, just tired, in the way an old tree is tired of standing against the wind. I think I'll rest a while. The stars are coming out. Maybe they've always been there, waiting for me to notice. And as I sit here, watching the last light fade, I feel something I haven't felt in years. Peace. Not joy, not sorrow, just peace. As if time itself has forgiven me for trying to outrun it. Somewhere in the distance, a child laughs. Maybe it's just the wind. Maybe it's memory. Either way, I smile. Because everything I loved, everything I lost, it's still here, somehow. In the air, in the quiet, in the ticking of the clock. And maybe that's enough. Yes, I think it is.